2026 is shaping up to be the year foldables stop feeling like experiments and start feeling inevitable. And Samsung knows it. Because for the first time ever, they're not just competing with other Android brands anymore. Apple is stepping into the foldable game this fall, and if you think Samsung isn't feeling the pressure, you're very wrong. So let's talk about the Galaxy Z Fold 8, what Samsung is changing, what they're scared of, and why this might be their most important foldable yet. If Samsung sticks to its usual playbook, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 should land around July 2026. That's been the rhythm for years now. Summer launch, big unpacked event, lots of promises about how this is the foldable that finally makes sense. But before we even get excited, let's talk about the one thing nobody likes talking about, the price. Because the Fold 7 already crossed into uncomfortable territory, it launched $100 higher than the Fold 6, which itself was $100 more than the Fold 5. And unfortunately, nothing suggests this trend is slowing down. With AI features demanding more RAM and more powerful hardware, costs are going up across the board. A big clue will be the Galaxy S26 launch early next year. If Samsung hikes prices there, the Fold 8 almost certainly follows. Now here's where things get interesting. According to reports out of Korea, Samsung isn't just working on one Fold for 2026. There may actually be a second model in development, supposedly called the Widefold. And this one sounds like a very direct response to Apple. Instead of the tall, narrow shape we're used to, this version would be wider and more square. Think better proportions for videos, fewer black bars, and a layout that feels more tablet-like when opened. The rumored screen sizes are smaller than the current Fold, but the usability could actually be better for media consumption. And unlike the regular Fold, this one might launch later in the year, right around the same time as Apple's foldable debut. As for the main Galaxy Z Fold 8, don't expect a dramatic redesign. Samsung seems pretty locked into the current form factor. Normal phone on the outside, mini tablet on the inside. The cover display and inner screen should be roughly the same size as the Fold 7, but refinements are the real story here. Because apparently Samsung has managed to shave this thing down to just 200 grams. That's crazy. Especially when you consider the Fold 7 was already thin and relatively light for a foldable. Hitting 200 grams puts it dangerously close to regular flagship phone territory. There is a downside though. If you were hoping for the S Pen to make a comeback, that's probably not happening. Samsung already ditched it once to save space. And with an even lighter and thinner design, there's just no room left. Still, there are a couple of rumors that might soften the blow. One suggests the inner display will be slightly larger thanks to a tweaked aspect ratio. Another claims Samsung is using new laser drilling techniques to reduce the crease significantly. Not completely gone, but much harder to notice. Whether that's enough when Apple is rumored to have basically erased the crease entirely, we'll have to see. Camera-wise, Samsung already made a big leap with the Fold 7, jumping to a 200-megapixel main sensor. And it looks like they're sticking with that. But the supporting cameras are finally getting some love. The ultra-wide camera is rumored to jump from 12 to 50 megapixels, which means sharper wide shots and more flexibility for cropping. The telephoto is getting a small bump too, moving to 12 megapixels while keeping the same 3 times optical zoom. Nothing revolutionary, but definitely more polished. Selfie cameras are expected to stay the same, with punch-hole cameras on both the cover and inner displays. Under the hood, this thing is going to be fast, like very fast. The Fold 8 should run on the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, the same chip powering next year's top-tier Android flagships. Performance won't be a problem. The real question is whether Samsung sticks with Snapdragon globally or pulls an Exynos move in certain regions like they've done with recent Galaxy models. It's not confirmed yet, but it's something to watch out for. And now for the best part. Battery. This is where Samsung might actually shock everyone. The Fold 8 is rumored to jump from a 4,400 mAh battery to a full 5,000 mAh. That's a massive upgrade, especially if the phone is also getting lighter. On top of that, charging speeds could finally move past the painfully slow 25 watts and land at 45 watts. For a foldable, that's huge. It means less time plugged in and a lot less battery anxiety. So yeah, Samsung is clearly not playing it safe here. A lighter design, a bigger battery, better cameras, a refined display, and years of foldable experience under their belt. All of this just as Apple is about to enter the space for the first time. The big question is whether experience beats hype. Because Apple's first-gen foldable is going to get a lot of attention, no matter what. But Samsung has been here for 8 generations now, and this might be the fold where all that experience finally pays off. This summer is going to be very interesting. Let me know what you think. Would you go for the Galaxy Z Fold 8, or are you waiting to see what Apple brings to the table? And if you want full coverage when these phones actually drop, you know what to do. I'll catch you in the next one.